is crying for justice weeks after their daughter Naomi Chebet was brutally murdered in Nairobi's Kangemi area. The main suspect, her estranged husband, remains at large, dodging police dragnet, as the bereaved family now lives in constant fear.
As the sun set on March 23, 2025, no one could have foreseen the darkness that was about to engulf one ordinary family. This was the family of Naomi Chebet Njoroge. Chebet was a bright and beloved 31-year-old mother of 3. On that fateful day, she was found murdered in her rented apartment in Kabete, Kiambu County. Chebet's lifeless body was discovered under a blanket on the couch. She had been strangled, beaten, and left in chilling silence by the very man she once loved. Chebet was born and raised in the serene highlands of Elgeyo Marakwet. She was the firstborn in a close-knit, God-fearing family. She was known for her compassion, her work ethic, and her unwavering devotion to her children. In 2021, she graduated from a community catering course and began supporting her family when raising her young ones. Here, her life was not easy, since she had just separated from her abusive husband. However, Chebet held her head high and fought daily to give her children a better life. But that life was cut tragically short. What happened to Naomi Chebet? Why did the system fail her again and again? And why is the man accused of taking her life? Hello and welcome to Dark Hour Dogs, where shadows speak and the truth finds light. Today, we tell the painful and deeply emotional story of Naomi Chebet Njoroge. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. Naomi Chebet was born on 10th March 1994 in Elgeyo Marakwet County. Her family members knew her as joyful, hardworking, and warm-hearted. She grew up in a humble Christian household where discipline, faith, and family were core values. Her bond with her father, Philip Koech Kipchumba, was especially strong. They later relocated to Solai in Nakuru County. She was the firstborn of her siblings, a natural caregiver from a young age. Her parents often recounted how she would help around the house and protect her younger brothers and sisters. Her mother, Esther Koech, described her as more than just a daughter. She was a sister, a friend, and a confidant. After completing high school, Chebet pursued catering and graduated in 2021. With this skill, she hoped one day to open her own eatery. But more importantly, she wanted to give her 3 children a future. Her oldest child was aged 8, the other 2 years old, and the youngest was 9 months old. Despite the challenges in her life, Chebet never lost hope. She was determined to break the cycle of poverty and abuse that haunted many women in her position. She took jobs in Nairobi, worked long hours, and sent money home regularly to support her parents and children. To those who knew her, Naomi Chebet was a light until one fateful night extinguished it. Naomi Chebet's love life had long been a source of anxiety for her family. She had been married to Samuel Njoroge Mwaura. Njoroge was employed at a Nairobi hotel, but their relationship was riddled with abuse. He worked at Grill Master's pork joint and butcheries in Kino as a chef. According to family accounts, Njoroge was jealous, controlling, and violent. He would beat her over minor issues. He would sometimes accuse her of infidelity for bringing home ice cream. A conversation between Chebet and her friend leaked showing his violence and jealousy. Chebet mentioned how Njoroge was manipulating their house help and brought disharmony in their household. Njoroge is also quoted showing hate on her kids and wishing death on Chebet's parents. On another occasion, Naomi Chebet had been surprised by her workmates during her birthday. On telling Njoroge, he blatantly dismissed her and accused her of having an affair with those workmates.
Kijana hakuwa anataka kuona msichana akiongea na mtu yote kwa simu. Nakumbuka on the previous week, msichana birthday yake ilikuwa imefika. Venye birthday yake ilifika, ndio alikuwa anafanya kwa kampuni. Marafiki zake wakamfanyia surprise ya birthday. So msichana akapigia bwanake akamwambia, venye alimwambia babe, nimesurprise wa job na wazee wa job. Akaanza kumwambia, si watu wa kazi wamekusurprise, ni watu wako.
Njoroge had also threatened Chebet's younger sister, Sharon. This is because she had witnessed his abuse living with them. In leaked WhatsApp conversations, Njoroge tells Chebet that he would have killed her younger sister and someone else. In 2022, he assaulted her so badly while she was 2 months pregnant that she suffered a miscarriage. Even then, Chebet stayed. She hoped, like many do, that he would change, but Njoroge didn't. Her family begged her to leave, and for a while, she did. Njoroge threatened to kill Chebet and the kids. Later in October 2024, they separated. Chebet took her children to her parents in Solai, Nakuru, and tried to rebuild her life in Nairobi. She started living alone and working to make ends meet. But in early 2025 in February, Njoroge returned pretending to be reformed. He said he was sick and wanted to make amends. Slowly and quietly, he moved back in with Naomi. She hid this from her parents, likely out of fear or shame. Naomi's family now believes she was manipulated and emotionally cornered into giving him another chance. This decision would end up costing her life. March 22, 2025 started like any other normal day. Naomi Chebet spoke with her mother on that Saturday morning. Her baby had fallen sick, and Chebet's mother took the child to hospital. Naomi later sent her mother Kenya shillings 1,000 for treatment, where she spent 700 shillings. They chatted about the child's health and added her another Kenya shillings 1,000. Naomi was loving as always, and her final words were full of kindness. At around 9 p.m., a neighbor, Dorcas Omuhaka, saw Chebet and Njoroge arrive home. They appeared to be arguing. They entered the house and locked the door behind them. By 10:30 p.m., Njoroge had left. He was alone, wearing a hoodie and a face mask. Later that night at midnight, Chebet's brother arrived from work and found her covered with a blanket on the couch. He thought she was asleep. Since he had work early Sunday morning and Chebet had church, he decided not to wake her up. He went to sleep and woke up early the next day. On March 23, 2025, Chebet's brother found her on the couch stiff, still not awake. He called her, but no reply. Something was off. He moved closer and tried to shake her awake. He even called a neighbor as he could not understand what was happening. To their dismay, Naomi Chebet was dead.
Nilimwona bado kwa kiti ile kiti tu alikuwa amelala jana usiku, bwanake hayuko. Nikashindwa rada. Sasa kumfunua blanketi ndio nikakuta sasa, nikamwona hii side ya macho hii alikuwa amefura. Nafu kwa shingo isileka alikuwa amenyongwa, ilikuwa imefura.
They reported the matter to Kabete police station and also with the DCI. She was later taken to Chiromo morgue. Police reports later confirmed she had been strangled. Her neck bore visible hand marks. Also, her left eye was swollen, shut from blunt trauma. She also had a head injury. Detectives believe Njoroge silenced her quickly to prevent her from screaming. A handwritten text from the autopsy report showed that Chebet suffered from 1. Traumatic brain injury due to blunt force trauma, and 2. Asphyxia secondary to manual strangulation. The brutality was overwhelming. Luckily, Naomi Chebet's children were safe. They had been rescued earlier by their grandmother after the threats from Njoroge. For them, this was a narrow escape. Soon after the murder, Samuel Njoroge Mwaura vanished. The police searched his place of work but did not find him. After the murder, he took Chebet's phone, which was later recovered along Thika Road. This was an alleged movement to put off the police. He was last seen in Githurai 45. Reports suggest he changed his appearance, wearing Muslim attire and glasses to avoid detection. The Directorate of Criminal Investigation DCI, confirmed tracking him to Nakuru before losing his trail. But one thing that haunts everyone is the Facebook confession by Njoroge. In a cryptic Facebook post, Njoroge admitted to killing Naomi Chebet. He blamed her for talking back. The post was removed but screenshots were shared widely. Njoroge said, "Die and leave me alone." He also said, "I killed her for talking back." Despite this confession, Njoroge remains at large. For Chebet's family, this delay in justice is a second wound. Her father still pleads with authorities. He said that they are still living in fear. He is scared that if Njoroge, who was like a son to him, could kill Chebet, what's stopping him from returning for the children? The manhunt still continues, but the public grows less stressed by the day. Naomi's death devastated her family. Her father, Philip, now shoulders the responsibility of raising 3 young children with his wife. Their resources are stretched. He mentioned that the family does menial jobs and runs small businesses. However, the burden still weighs too heavy. Chebet's children, now without their biological parents, need food, healthcare, and education. Her family and children need justice. Her mother, Esther, can't forget the last phone call. Naomi had just sent money for the hospital. She asked if her child was okay. "That was the last time I heard her voice," said Chebet's mother as she broke into tears. What hurts the most is that they had warned Naomi. They told her not to take the man back, but love, or perhaps fear, clouded her judgment. They feel the guilt, regret, and sorrow. Yet, they also remember her as a strong and kind soul, a woman who put others first, supported her family, and loved her children fiercely. She didn't deserve to die like this. As of today, Samuel Njoroge Mwaura remains a fugitive. The DCI urges the public to report any sightings. The family continues to push for justice, calling on the government and citizens to stand with them. They also request support for the 3 children left behind. Naomi's story is not just a personal tragedy. It is a mirror reflecting the dangers of intimate partner violence. It also reflects the failures of law enforcement and the silence that too often surrounds abuse. To all watching this, if you are in a violent or abusive relationship, speak out. Seek help and don't wait for things to change. They rarely do. And never look away when warning signs appear. Authorities should also speed up investigations, protect survivors, and ensure that perpetrators are never allowed to roam free. To society, providing support to families like that of Naomi Chebet and spreading awareness is crucial. Naomi Chebet Njoroge was more than a headline. She was a daughter, a sister, a mother, and a dreamer. Let her story ignite change. This has been Dark Hour Docs, and if you found this story interesting, please hit the like and subscribe button below for more narratives. We also urge respectful discussion through your comments.